All right, what's going on, San Jose Sharks fans? Welcome to another live watch party with real-time reaction with yours truly, Aaron James, Shark City Hockey's creative and host of Shark City Unfiltered. Thank you for joining me for this #1 trending live stream in Sharks territory as the San Jose Sharks are looking to avoid dropping 11 games in a row for the second time this season. I honestly did not believe, if you would have told me that the Sharks would have went on two double-digit losing streaks this season, I would have called cap. Like, real talk. I had no idea that the Sharks would be, this freaking bad. Let's just be honest. I'm calling it as it is. So, before I begin with tonight's live stream and real-time reaction to the Sharks versus the Maple Leafs, I just want to remind everybody to follow us on social media across the board at Shark City Hockey. If you're not already, you can follow us on Instagram for some very intriguing, more relatable Sharks fan content. Of course, follow us on X and YouTube to be a part of our live watch parties. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're watching us on X, please like and repost. And of course, drop your comments in the chat section and be a part of the conversation with other hockey fans around the world in the Sharks' fifth line. Here are tonight's projected lines for the San Jose Sharks. We got some interesting moves. First and foremost, I want to talk about something that kind of went down earlier this. Pardon me. Let me bring those lines up. That went down kind of the other day. Jack Studnicka was sent down to the AHL to be on the part of the Barracuda. Honestly, that's just something that, I'll be real with you, I seen that coming a mile away. I don't want to talk any smack because obviously, I'm all for Sharks and, these athletes could do things that I can't do, obviously. But nonetheless, Studnicka just kind of, in my opinion, was a little slow, a little sluggish out there. Definitely curious as to why he held down the spot so long. So, hopefully he could do us justice for that 6th-round draft pick that the Sharks sent Vancouver's way and, help out the Barracuda and the farm system. So tonight's starting lineups for the San Jose Sharks, you got William Eklund, Tomas Hertl, and Alexander Barabanov is back on the starting lineup with Tommy and Eklund. Ty Emberson and Mario Ferraro are going to be backing them up on the blue line. That's your top 2 defenders. Mackenzie Blackwood gets a nod in net for the 2nd game in a row, which is awesome because, let's be real, Capo Kakrin was kind of, holding down the workload there while he was out with an illness. So it was good to see Blackwood get another game before the Sharks go on this road trip. Honestly, Blackwood did look good the other night despite the loss. So let's see if he could help the Sharks get out of this funk and prevent another 11-game losing streak. The second lineup tonight, I love this. Anthony Duclair is back with Mikhail Granlund and Fabian Zetterlund. I've been saying it all season long. This is truly our top line, probably the most productive line that the San Jose Sharks have had all season. They'll be backed up by Henry Thun and Jean Ruda. On your third line, Justin Bailey, Luke Cunningham, and Mike Hoffman are going to be holding down the third line. Nikita Hodachuk and Kalen Addison, or Hodachuk, pardon me, and Kalen Addison are going to be your third defensive pairing for the evening. And Kevin LeBanc, Ryan Carpenter, and Philip Zadina are going to be holding down that checking line. All right. Let's talk about some players to watch before the opening face-off here. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, you got to look out for William Nylander. He has 6 points in his last 5 games, including 3 goals. Another person that has 6 points, or 6 assists, rather, is Morgan Riley, their defender. He's wearing number 44 out there. So look out for 88 and 44. On the Maple Leafs, for the San Jose Sharks, obviously watch Fabian Zetterlund. He has 2 goals in his last 5 games, and Mikhail Granlund with 2 assists. Tonight's starting goaltenders, Mackenzie Blackwood is in the net, as mentioned previously. He has a 4-15-2 record. I'm not too sure what we're looking at on the other side for Martin Jones, but Martin Jones, Jonesy, back in San Jose in Sharks territory. He'll be getting the call-in net tonight for the Maple Leafs. So that's kind of interesting. Even though we didn't get to see James Reimer suit up the other night when we were playing. My bad, I haven't told a blank on who we played because all these losses are starting to mesh with each other. But long story short, we've had 2 ex-goaltenders in San Jose visit the tank the last 2 games. So in other Sharks ex-Sharks goaltender news, Aaron Dell signed with the Ontario Reign. That's the Los Angeles Kings AHL squad. So he signed with them. I think he's on a PTO. So congratulations to Aaron Dell. Obviously, he's been kind of flying around the country. I believe he went to Carolina, I think it was, and then Ottawa. So he finally got himself. He finally inked a deal with the Ontario Reign, and I believe that's who the CUDA are playing coming up here soon. So Toronto in their last 10 games are 4-4-2. That includes a victory against the Ducks, the Kings, the Blue Jackets, and the Penguins. Their most recent game, they've lost in overtime to the Columbus Blue Jackets, so there's some hope, Sharks fans. But as far as the San Jose Sharks, I mean, we lost 10 games in a row. I hope the bleeding stops tonight. We got very close to kind of ending that streak the previous game, but it just didn't happen. So that's what Sharks fans are looking forward to tonight. Hopefully a dub at the Shark Tank, as we're taking the opening face-off pretty early, relatively early here for a West Coast hockey game on a Saturday. So it's a 4 p.m. face-off time. Just really quick before they drop the puck, this is going to be the 58th all-time game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks are 26-25, 5-1 all-time against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So let's hope that the Sharks can continue. They have a slight edge historically when facing this squad. So let's hope that we could continue to keep an edge over them and come out with tonight with the win. Give me a brief moment as I look up how well Toronto does when they're playing at the Tank. So when Toronto Maple Leafs are playing here in San Jose, California at the Shark Tank SAP Center in San Jose, this is their 24th all-time game they're playing here. They're 7-12-3-1. So historically speaking, Sharks have, an edge on the all-time series against the squad, and they tend to do very well when they're hosting the Maple Leafs in the Shark Tank. As far as the season series this year goes, this is the first of 2 games the San Jose Sharks will be playing against Toronto Maple Leafs. So after tonight, it's going to pretty much be home and home. We'll be seeing them again in just 3 days in Toronto, and that right there will conclude, the season series. So most recently, the Sharks got swept against the Colorado Avalanche in the season series 3-0. Let's hope that the Sharks could sweep the Maple Leafs 2-0 in this season series. And that is it. So just quick reminder to everybody, you can join us on X and on YouTube. Let me just double check, make sure everything's working with the chat wise. I know we kind of had a little problematic. It was a little problematic last live stream, so pardon me. But let me just make sure everything's going good. I'm just going to do a quick test here. Welcome to the party. All right. All right, Sharks fans. So it always says 4 o'clock opening face-off, but it's never really the case. All right, it looks like the chat is up and running. So just want to make sure everyone knows that if you are joining us on YouTube, drop a comment in the chat section and we could, talk hockey. And if you're watching on X, same deal. Drop a comment on X and we can talk and react live to the San Jose Sharks game here. Some other news, I guess, that's worth mentioning while we wait for opening face-off at the Tank. Some San Jose Sharks prospects, for those of you who like to follow the World Juniors. I'll be 100 with you. I'm not too, I'll just be 100. I don't want to sound like negative, but it is what it is. I don't tend to follow the World Juniors simply because it's an annual event, and to me, gold medals handed out every year is whatever. To me, I'm more of an Olympic. I want to see the Olympics, those gold medals every 4 years. And then secondly, I've been following the World Juniors when we first opened up about 5 years ago here. And I just couldn't help but notice that, and I've said this plenty of times before, that, in the past, out of the, we won't count this draft class because obviously it's this past year's draft class and none of them are on the squad. But from the 2019 season to the 2022 season. So out of all those draftees that we've had in the draft, 10 of them played in at least one World Juniors tournament, and only 4 of those 10 players ever made it to at least one game with the San Jose Sharks. The only player that remains out of those 4 players with the club is Thomas Bordeleau. So obviously, I expect Will Smith. Congratulations, by the way. That's what it's all going, to be on the squad. A lot of fans are hoping that because he did very well in this World Juniors, that perhaps he'll get called up to the Sharks next season. I highly doubt it. There's still some holes in his game, and quite frankly, I think he is going to probably have one more season at Boston College. But nonetheless, let's just get back to the congratulations here. Congratulations, starting with the silver medal.